This series of meetings is the largest gathering of world leaders that the Philippines will be hosting during this chairmanship year. It is also an opportune time to ensure that the various initiatives and expected outcomes which we have been working at for the last year are realized. We are expecting the following heads of state and government to attend the various summits over the next few days. Sultan Hassan al-Bolkiah of Brunei Darussalam. Prime Minister Najib Razak of Malaysia. State Councilor Do Aung San Suu Kyi of the Republic of the Union of Myanmar. Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong of Singapore. Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha of the Kingdom of Thailand. Prime Minister Nguyen Xuan Phuc of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam. Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull of Australia. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau of Canada. Premier Li Keqiang of the People's Republic of China. President of the European Council Donald Tusk of the European Union. Prime Minister Shinzo Abe of Japan. Prime Minister Narendra Modi of India. Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern of New Zealand. Prime Minister Dimitui Medvedev of the Russian Federation. President Moon Jae-in of the Republic of Korea. President Donald Trump of the United States of America. And Secretary General Antonio Guterres of the United Nations. Their attendance at the Manila Summit is a testament to the deep and strong bonds between ASEAN and our dialogue partners, and to the keen interest of these countries and the United Nations to continue to forge strategic cooperation on areas of shared interest. We note that during their summits, the leaders are expected to discuss a whole range of issues of common concern, including, among others, trade and investment facilitation, innovation, addressing cybercrime, countering radicalization, humanitarian assistance and disaster relief, connectivity, cooperation against trafficking in persons, protection and promotion of the rights of migrant workers, persons with disabilities, and other vulnerable groups, and strengthening the ASEAN community as a model of regional integration. We have a full schedule for the next few days, so allow me to briefly go through the series of meetings we have from today, November 10th, until November 14th. The ASEAN Committee of Permanent Representatives, chaired by Philippine Permanent Representative to ASEAN Ambassador Elizabeth Buensuceso, met earlier today at the ASEAN Convention Center in Clark, Pampanga. The role of the CPR is to facilitate cooperation between ASEAN and its dialogue partners. During that meeting, the committee discussed the outcome documents set to be adopted by the leaders during the various summits. The ASEAN Senior Officials Preparatory Meeting, to be chaired by Philippine Undersecretary of Foreign Affairs Enrique Manalo, will be held tomorrow, November 11th, also at the ASEAN Convention Center in Clark, Pampanga. The SOM, or the PrepSOM in this case, is expected to discuss ASEAN community building, external relations, the publication of the ASEAN Security Outlook for 2017, and the proposed outcome documents for the 31st Summit and related meetings. On November 12th, Sunday, Secretary of Foreign Affairs Alan Peter Cayetano will chair the 16th meeting of the ASEAN Political Security Council in Manila. The APSC is expected to tackle the status of implementation of the APSC blueprint, as well as regional initiatives which are in line with the Philippine Chairmanship's 6 thematic priorities. The Secretary will also chair the 20th meeting of the ASEAN Coordinating Council, which is expected to discuss follow-ups to the outcomes of the 30th Summit held in April, and to endorse the proposed outcome documents for the 31st Summit to the leaders. Secretary Cayetano is also scheduled to lead in the ceremonial launch of the videos on the Master Plan of ASEAN Connectivity 2025. The gala celebration of the 50th anniversary of ASEAN will be held on the evening of November 12th at the SMX Convention Center in Pasay City. All ASEAN and East Asia Summit leaders, the guests of the chair, and the United Nations Secretary General are expected to attend the gala. On November 13th, the opening ceremonies of the 31st ASEAN Summit will be held at the Cultural Center of the Philippines. This will be followed by the 31st ASEAN Summit Plenary, the ASEAN-US Commemorative Summit, the 20th ASEAN-China Summit, the 19th ASEAN Republic of Korea Summit, the 20th ASEAN-Japan Summit, and the 9th ASEAN United Nations Summit, all held at PICC. The following day, on November 14th, the President will chair the 20th ASEAN Plus 3 Summit, the ASEAN-Canada Commemorative Summit, the ASEAN-European Union Commemorative Summit, the 12th East Asia Summit, and the 15th ASEAN-India Summit. President Duterte will also host a lunch in honor of the East Asia Summit heads of state and government and the guests of the chair. The summit of the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, or RCEP, a signing ceremony, and the closing ceremonies of the 31st ASEAN Summit and the handover of the chairmanship to the Republic of Singapore will also be held on this day, November 14th, at the PICC. President Rodrigo Roa Duterte will have a press conference on the evening of November 14th, I believe at 8 p.m., to cap off the 31st ASEAN Summit and related meetings. The leaders are expected to issue, sign, adopt, or take note of several outcome documents during the course of these summits. The President will issue chairman statements for the ASEAN Summit, the Plus Ones, the ASEAN Plus 3, and the East Asia Summit. The ASEAN leaders are also expected to sign the ASEAN Consensus on the Protection and Promotion of the Rights of Migrant Workers, which is a centerpiece of the Philippine chairmanship. This consensus implements the commitments contained in the ASEAN Declaration on the Protection and Promotion of the Rights of Migrant Workers, issued in Cebu during the last time the Philippines held the chairmanship in 2007. Before we take any questions, allow me also to mention that the 31st ASEAN Summit is where it all comes together. We have the three pillars: the political security pillar, the economic pillar, the socio-cultural pillar, which have been working year-round on several initiatives that align with the Philippines' systematic priorities. And this is where we hope all of these will come together in a cohesive whole to strengthen the ASEAN community in its relations with its dialogue partners. Okay, thank you.